Hi, welcome to Moonbeam's Messages. This is a collective reading for Leo. This is a self-reflection reading. If you've never seen one of my self-reflection readings before, the idea behind these is that sometimes we all need to do a little bit of inner healing work, but we don't quite know where to look. So this is a helpful nudge from Spirit on where we need to be focusing our attention. Okay. Now, if you don't find any messages in this for yourself, please check your other placements and you may find a message in there. This is likely to involve your past, future and your present, as it is a self-reflection reading, so it's likely to pull in influences from all areas of your life. Now, if you do like the reading today, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. It will help pass the message on to anybody else that needs to hear it. And if you do hit that subscribe and you want to know when I'm releasing more content, if you click that notification bell, it will let you know that. All right, let's get you some more cards. Spirit, can we get some more cards for Leo, please? Can we get one more for Leo? Thank you. Okay, so in your overall energy, we have the Moon card. Now, the Moon's sitting in reverse at the moment, so that's telling me that you are potentially having to face your fears. You could very well be in the dark about a few things. It could be that your intuition may be completely blocked at the moment, and things are just boring for you. It's like you've got no excitement, no adventure. And it's very much feeling like everything's in the dark, like you don't know what's coming next. You are just potentially feeling a bit low, maybe a bit like everything's just monotonous and there's no clarity, there's no sun coming up. It's all very dark and dreary. Now, what you have, or how you're talking to yourself, you're telling yourself, you're coming out with this King of Cups. So you're very much telling yourself that you are, well, you're feeling very emotional potentially. You may be telling yourself that you are very loving, very nurturing, but you are very much in control of your emotions at the moment. So you might be telling yourself that you are comfortable with everything, with all the ups and downs, and you're telling yourself that you are a fantastic long-term partner. You're very much telling yourself that, you know, you are somebody that people will be desiring and that you are very stable with your emotions. Yeah, you're telling yourself that you are in a pretty good place with regards to your emotions at the moment. Let's take a look and see why that is. Well, you might be telling yourself that, but we've got a Four of Cups in the reverse. So the Four of Cups in the reverse is, no, sorry, it's not in the reverse, it's in the upright. It's telling me that you're bored at the moment. You're not even seeing what's in front of your face. You are just wanting more than what's around you. You can't see the good things that are there because you're just bored. You may be disappointed in something. You're failing to grasp any opportunities that are in front of you. You might even be refusing point blank to see what's in front of you. But you're telling yourself everything's good. You've also got a Three of Cups in the reverse, which is telling me that you are also having a hard time. You feel like you've not got any success. You're not able to go out and celebrate. You're not spending time with other people. You may be isolating. You could also be overindulging in certain things as well. And then we have this King of Swords. Now this is why I came out with, this is what your King of Cups is telling you everything's fine. But then this King of Swords is basically, the King of Swords, when he's in the upright, is somebody that is great with communication. Absolutely fantastic, knows exactly what he wants, will go for it, is very charismatic, he's very articulate, very intellectual, decisive, he's got high standards. When he's in the reverse, he can't speak his truth, he can't grasp the situation as it is, he lives without rules or regulations. Now, you've got that to the side, which tells me you're a bit of both. I'm assuming that you're living without rules and regulations because you're bored and you may be overindulging. You could very well be not being able to grasp your truths because you're bored and you can't see what's in front of you, or you're refusing to see what's in front of you. You may not be able to articulate very clearly. So where you've got this and you're telling yourself that your emotions are all under control, you're a great long-term partner, you may be feeling amazing, you're not articulating that to anyone. You're confused about it all. Your communication is not great. And you're bored. So you may be looking for a new relationship, but if you're a really good long-term partner, why are you bored? You know, if you're in a relationship, there's got to be a reason for it. Why are you not seeing what's in front of you? Is it because of some sort of overindulgence? Is it because you want to go out partying and socialising? You know, and it's very much that you may be talking to yourself, telling yourself that you're ready for long-term relationships. But at the same time, you could just be very bored with how life is at the moment and you're not able to go out. But you don't want to communicate with anybody either. You're confused. Your communication is seriously lacking. You need to get some clarity on your communication styles. You need to decide what it is that you want as well, because I don't think this King of Swords knows what he wants. I think he's very much indecisive, and that's why he's not coming across as very clear. He doesn't seem to know what he wants. Now, what are you hiding from yourself out of shame or fear? We've got this King of Pentacles. So you're hiding some sort of financial loss, instability. It could even be that you've been making money in a less than moral way. And you may be very ashamed of that. It could be any of those. It could be that you are ashamed of, you know, overspending potentially. You may have a lot of money coming in, but you don't keep that money very well. Let's get some clarification on that King of Pentacles. Okay, so we have a Moon card again. So same as the opening card. Very much exactly the same energy. It's in the reverse. So you are very much in the dark on things. You don't feel like things are going to get any better. You could be very scared that you're going to be stuck in this energy of lack of money, potentially, constantly having to, it's the whole mundane thing. You're working just to pay bills, potentially. It feels like you're very much stuck in that energy. You can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. You don't think it's going to get any better anytime soon. So you could be very, very scared of that. We do have a Five of Cups as well, which is telling me that you are going through some sort of sorrow. You could be feeling very guilty about something that you've lost. And it is feeling, you are aware that there's not everything's lost. There is still things there, but you haven't gone, you know, you're still walking forward. You're still kind of holding on, knowing that how do I put it? you're still in that grief stage. You're still very much feeling guilty about it. Again, that could be something that you're ashamed of. Maybe you're even scared that this will happen again. If you've lost somebody, you may be worried that you're going to lose them again. And we have this Hermit card. Now, it could potentially be that you may have lost a Virgo. The Hermit is a Virgo. Might not be. It could be that you have, that because of everything that's going on, because you're in the dark, you may be lacking some money, because of the feeling of grief and like you've lost something. You could be doing some inner searching as well, but you might be a bit ashamed to try and do that inner searching, or you're scared of what you're going to find when you start digging deep inside yourself. That Hermit is the card of really doing some inner soul searching and starting to work out things about yourself. You know, forgiving the parts of you that need forgiving, learning lessons where you need to learn them. You know, accepting the parts of you that are your shadow side, your dark sides, and learning to forgive yourself, forgiveness for others. It's very much of doing a lot of inner work, that Hermit. It could very well be that you're ashamed of things that you're going to find out about yourself with regards to some loss. It could be that you're scared of facing yourself because of things that may have happened that you've been keeping yourself in the dark from. It's potentially to do with money, to do with some sort of loss, of love. And that could potentially be why you're constantly telling yourself everything's okay, because you don't want to face it. But this King of Swords is trying to get you to face and acknowledge your inner truths as well. But he's not communicating things very well, not even to himself. And it's very much of, he can't see the truth at the moment. And I think this is you potentially trying to hide from your own inner truths. Now, what you can do to help, we have this Two of Wands. So potentially, you know, making some sort of plan. It can be a plan for a union. It could very much be asserting yourself with a bit of confidence. Maybe you're yearning for something and you wanting to move forward with it. But it can also involve a little bit of waiting, a little bit of patience. But it is very much a card of a partnership, potentially. Let's get some clarification of this Two of Wands. Okay. So we have a Six of Wands, which is not getting the recognition that you deserve, not being popular, not being successful. This could very well be that if you're somebody that's very popular, you may need to reduce your popularity slightly. It could also be that if you are demanding that you receive attention, or if you feel that you need to get some sort of recognition, it could be telling you that you are going to get recognition, but at the moment you don't need it. Or not that you don't need it, but you shouldn't be doing things to get recognition. Okay. If you're doing things to get recognition, then you're doing it for selfish purposes. If you're doing it because it's something nice and something generous, then you wouldn't be expecting the recognition all the time. Okay. Yes, you may be pouring in a lot of work into something, and sometimes you do need a bit of recognition when you're putting a lot of work in. This is telling me that you're not currently getting that recognition, but it's okay. You just need to continue alongside with your plan. Now we have a Two of Swords, and that came out in the side. So there is a decision that you need to make. You're at a crossroads. Now that decision could go in two ways. It's telling me you have some clarity of a situation, but you don't want to face it. So that's very much like this King of Swords. It's very much potentially like what we've got here with your with what's going on in the past, or what you're hiding from yourself. You've got things there that you know you can see what needs to be done, or you know what needs to be done, but you don't want to make the decision to do it. And you're very stuck at that crossroads. Now, if the Two of Swords was in the upright, it would be telling me that you haven't, or that you have got all the information and that you're point blank refusing to make that decision at the moment. You might be waiting for somebody else to make the decision, but it's a decision that involves other people. In the reverse, it tells me that you actually don't care whether you've got all the information or not. You're just going to make a decision, and you're going to make it only in mind of yourself. So when this is coming out to the side, it's like you can't decide whether to make a decision for yourself or whether to make that decision that involves other people. We do have a Judgment card, and I think that's very much why you've got this Two of Swords, because this Judgment card is very much you making a decision. Now, this can go in two ways. A lot of the time, this is you evaluating things from the past and coming to a conclusion. This Judgment card can either represent closure, so you're closing something out from the past so you can have a new start. It could even be a card of reconciliation. I think it's very much if you re-examining things and trying to make a decision, and I believe this decision is whether to close something out or whether to reconcile something. Now, what that reconciliation is, I don't know. It doesn't have to be reconciliation with a person. It could just be that you need to reconcile some certain ideals, come to a understanding with other people, maybe people at work that you might have had a falling out with, maybe it's a friend, a family member, it could be any number of things. It doesn't have to be the usual reconciliation with somebody who is a potential loved one. But yeah, this is telling me that you need to be planning something, or you need to plan your steps on how you approach this. And I think it's very much if you need to work out your truth and see your clarity. And yes, you may feel like you've not got recognition, but it could also be that the person that you are approaching feels like they've not got recognition as well, that could be why you've got this Two of Swords, because you may not know all of the information just yet, or if you do have all the information, you're not seeing it for what it is. So you're trying to re-examine things, and this whole Two of Wands is making a plan of how you're going to be re-examining it and making that decision. Now, what you need to release, we have this King of Wands. Now, the King of Wands is in the reverse. Now, when he's in the reverse, he is very much somebody that potentially is not very loyal. I say potentially. The King of Wands in the reverse is not loyal at all. Infidelity is a plague with that King of Wands. He is very much somebody who sees what he wants, he goes for what he wants, he gets what he wants, doesn't care about anybody else. Now, I'm not saying that that's you, or, that could be somebody that may have been in your past and you need to release it. It could be an energy that you may have embodied previously, and that's something that you need to grow out of. Or that's an energy that you need to release. It could just be that with that King of Wands, he's also somebody that's a little bit controlling when he's in the reverse. He's not a particularly nice king, to be honest with you, when he's in the reverse. He's quite mean-spirited, a little bit spiteful. He can be very intimidating, and he can abuse his power as well. So if you've got anybody in your energy that is like that, you need to release them. If you are somebody that has control issues, you need to get over your need for control. You need to release it, because it is not something you need to embrace, and it's not something you need to bring forward with you. This is something that you probably need to examine and realise why it is that you may need to, why it is that you need that, or that you have that need for control. It could be something that you're scared of facing. But yeah, so very much if you're a bit mean-spirited, if you're selfish, if, like I say, if you're controlling, you need to look at that and you need to release those traits. Let's get some clarification with this King of Wands, because they're very, very low vibrational traits, and you want to raise up your vibration in order to have, I mean, you want long-term happy success and, you know, a long-term relationship. You're not going to get that in a low vibrational energy. So you have a Four of Wands. So this is stability, potentially a marriage. So if you've exited that one of those, you need to release it. It could very well be that your idea of what stability is might need to be released. Your idea of what was happy, what you potentially thought was your idea of a happy relationship may need to be released, because it could be very different to what you had in mind. We have a Seven of Cups, so it is telling me that you may have thought that you had a lot of options. You need to release that as well. Could possibly have been that you thought you had a lot of options with regards to, you know, what you could do within commitments, what you could do to get a happy union, happy stability. Maybe you treated somebody as an option, maybe someone treated you as an option within a marriage. That needs to be released. You've also got a Nine of Swords, which is a lot of guilt, sleepless night, maybe a bit of depression. Now, I don't want to say this is you that's been that may have been disloyal to somebody, but either you were or somebody was to you. So if you were disloyal to someone in a potential long-term union, maybe you treated them like they were an option, and you are now having a lot of guilt and sleepless nights about it. You need to release it all. You need to forgive yourself. It could very well be that somebody did all of that to you, and they've caused you to have sleepless nights, nightmares, because you've got a lot of fear, thinking that it could happen again. Again, you need to release that, because otherwise you're going to obsess over it, and you can cause yourself to be really, really sick. Okay. Now, what you need to embrace, we've got this Four of Cups, and that's coming out to the side. Now, it is a bit of a challenge to come out of this boredom energy. What it's telling me is that you are struggling to see what is right in front of you. The Four of Cups in the reverse is saying that you have made a decision and you know what is best for you. The Four of Cups in the upright is saying that you don't know what's right in front of you, and that you're bored and you can't actually see the good things that are being handed to you on a silver platter. So it's telling me that you need to embrace what is in front of you. You need to embrace what's good for you. It could be very challenging to do that, but that's something that you need to embrace. Let's get some clarity on that Four of Cups, please, Spirit. Okay, so we have the Four of Swords in reverse. So that's a lot of healing. A lot of healing that needs to be done. A lot of inner healing. A lot of rest, rejuvenation. You need to embrace some serious healing. Potentially some healing for some physical ailments as well. Maybe you're not very well. Maybe you could be a little bit sick and you need to do some healing for that. Potentially, if this is overindulgence, you could have done something to your internal organs, depending on what type of indulgence it is. Obviously, if you overeat, you could have digestive issues, you could have issues, heart issues with obesity. If you drink a lot, you could have liver issues, kidney issues. If it's drugs that's your overindulgence, obviously there's a lot of different issues that can be caused from that. So whatever it is that you may be overindulging in, you might need to do some healing from that. We also have the Nine of Cups, but that's come out in the reverse. Now, the Nine of Cups is telling me that you will get happiness at some point. You need to be aware that happiness is due to come in for you, and you need to embrace the fact that it is going to take some time. It's not going to be there overnight. There is going to be a bit of a delay. Now, something that you may really want may also be denied. So I don't know what that is for you, but if it is denied, you just need to embrace it and know that something better will come your way. Okay. We have a Seven of Pentacles, which is telling me that you're not currently happy in the position that you're in at the moment. You need to, and that you're ready to move on, and you're ready to plant your, or put your energy somewhere else to wait for the seeds to grow. You've also not finished a cycle. You need to learn something. So you need to embrace that there's still a lesson to be learned. Excuse me. Now, I've got a good feeling that that lesson is to do with inner healing and something to do with this here, to do with what you are keeping hidden from yourself and potentially all of this inner work that needs to be done. So you may very much have not finished doing your inner healing and learning your lessons from something at the moment. So until you have learnt that lesson, you are going to continue to repeat the same cycle. Now, that cycle could very well be that Nine of Cups, about things not going your way, about things being, your happiness being delayed. Once you have managed to embrace that lesson and that wheel, we've got this Sun card. That's clarity and that's happiness. That's a fantastic thing to end on. But you need to learn that lesson first. So whatever it is that you are holding in, whatever it is you don't want to face, is telling me that you need to learn the lessons behind it. That those lessons are very much to do with something that you've lost, something that you're hiding from yourself, things that you don't want to face. You need to release things that have happened as well. Any guilt that you may be feeling, any remorse, anything that's causing you some depression with regards to some sort of stability or what may have happened to a relationship. You need to release it. But yeah, and you definitely need to make a decision over here and some plans to move forward. Like I say, it's suggesting that whatever these plans are over here are going to take some time, because the Two of Wands is about having patience as well. And like I say, this Nine of Cups, that happiness is going to come in, but you need to be planning for it. You need to be seeing what's in front of you, making the best decision based on what's best for you. And you're not, like I say, you're not happy in the position that you're currently in. You're ready to plant your seeds. Plant your seeds, sow your energy somewhere else, wait for it to grow, and it will turn into some good abundance. But you need to learn your lessons first in order for that to happen. Otherwise, you're going to be on this karmic wheel for a while. But like I say, you have got the Sun. The Sun will come up once you've learnt this lesson. And I do believe very much that this lesson is about appreciating what's in front of you. Seeing what's there, appreciating it. So where here you may not feel like you're getting the appreciation you need, this is telling me you need to appreciate what's in front of you. So you may not be appreciating what was in front of you either. You may not have even been appreciating yourself. Right. Let's get you some an angel of light. We'll get you some Moonology cards and a Witch's Kitchen Oracle as well. See if there's any more messages that Spirit needs to convey to you. Okay, so acknowledgement. Look after yourself by acknowledging your desires and needs and taking steps to meet them. Examine and note your gifts, talents, and achievements. When you accept all aspects of yourself, you feel centered and confident. Then you can genuinely acknowledge others. Become aware of and nurture the good qualities of the people in your life so that they feel relaxed and happy in your presence. Angel wisdom reminds you to recognize who you truly are, an evolved spirit in a human body. When you acknowledge your spiritual dimensions, you will align with your true self and your spirit will soar. Your affirmation, I acknowledge who I truly am. Okay, let's get you some Moonology cards. Now, I have no idea when half of these moons are, so you may need to Google them if you're looking for timings. So we've got emotions are running high, supermoon. A time for healing, balsamic moon. Your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. Nothing is yet set in stone, mutable moon. I think that's to do with that Two of Swords, that decision that you need to make. And then have faith in your dreams, waxing crescent moon. So that could be very much to do with that moon card that kept coming out in the reverse as well, because a lot of the time the moon card is to do with your dreams, and it could very well be that you're not paying attention to them. So if you do have vivid dreams, do pay attention to them or write them down when you first wake up, and then you'll probably find that if you keep getting the same sort of things over and over in your dreams, it's a message that's trying to be passed on to you that you're not wanting to see. And it's a message from your subconscious, from your higher self. And a lot of the time it's to do with your desires and what you actually want and what's going on around you that you're missing in the day-to-day. Right, let's get you a Witch's Kitchen Oracle card. Okay, it's chucking out. We've got two for you. We've got lavender for sleep, which you seem to need with that Four of Swords. And we've got nettle for caution. So let's get the book and see what they refer to. So lavender for sleep then first. Okay, as a responsible magical practitioner, it is better to light candles instead of burning them at both ends. Late nights, parties and work or home commitments have taken their toll on you, and the luggage under your eyes is living proof of sleepless nights. So do yourself a favour and get an early night. My scent is blessed with properties to relieve you of insomnia and induce deep sleep. Even though sleep is important for your well-being on all levels, you may need to call on me to lend you a helping hand in other ways. I have a soothing reputation as a natural alternative to help you relax, unwind and to let go of stress. So place me under a pillow or dab a few drops of essential oil onto your temples before bed and you will nod off in no time. Groggy mornings will soon be a thing of the past as you awaken refreshed and more vigorous. Sweet dreams. Now, I'm not going to lie, lavender is amazing for sleep. You can get certain pillow oils that you can spray that are lavender and chamomile. Crikey, they will help you go to sleep like a baby. They are amazing. Just saying, I have a lot of them. I love it. It smells amazing and you really go to sleep really quickly. Right, so nettle then. So caution, danger. You are being advised not to dive into a situation head first. For this is one time not to take something at face value, as there are underlying issues that are yet to rise to the surface. You would be wise to be watchful and trust no one at this time. I think that's to do with that Two of Wands. Right? You know, I was saying about making a plan but being patient. Do not buy into fear or the chaos that may be stirred up around you. The stinging hairs on my heart-shaped leaves are like shards of glass and will cause a painful reaction to those who cross your boundaries uninvited. My reputation alone is enough to drive out negativity, so pop my leaves carefully into bags for protection or use in powdered form to break any curses made against you through spell work. Packed with nutrients, I am known as a delicacy, but prepare your nettle sauce dishes with an extreme caution, for I am known to bite. So if you've never had nettle tea, I would recommend it because that sounds like it might do you some good. Right, I hope that has given you some ideas, Leo, on what you need to be doing some self-reflection on. If you did like your reading today, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button to help pass it on to anybody else that needs to hear it. Good luck with that self-reflection and thank you for joining me.